I want to welcome you to the Sunday Forum on this Sunday, October the 9th. I'm Pastor Rick, and I'm here with our resident pastor, Beatrice. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home.
You're welcome, Pastor Rick. We're very excited to have you and the beautiful people of Emmanuel Lutheran Church here in our home. We're opening up our lives to you.
So, we're going to talk about your MDiv program. We're going to talk about your work for Emmanuel Academies. But first, tell us about your life.
Yes, we've been here in Naples now approximately 20 years. So Michael Mario, my son, who is 18, he was born here in Naples. And we've truly enjoyed our lives in the beautiful paradise that Naples is. God has blessed us. We have enjoyed the outdoors, including playing tennis, shooting at the Alamo range, and doing some go-kart racing even.
Now, I know many people know Michael Mario. I've seen him in church, but Michael Mario, we have to ask you to come around here and just say hi to the good people of Emmanuel.
Hello.
There you go. So, your family's been living here how long in this house?
In this house, we've been around 4 years, and we are the original owners. God truly opened a door here for us with a plot of land that had our name on it. So we walked in, and here it was, and this is where He built our home for us.
Now, one more thing before we continue the interview. You've got 3 big dogs running around the house.
Yes. We have 3 English cream golden retrievers. We have Shalimar and Snow, our senior citizens. And then we have Shiloh, our rambunctious young boy. And he is around 2. And they enjoy our surroundings just as much, or maybe even more than we do. And they are faithful, loyal, and loving companions. So we are grateful.
Well, again, it's great to be here. And now I think we want to talk about the MDiv program. So if we could we move over to your living room?
Yes, let's go on to our living room.
Great. So Beatrice, again, great to be in your home. And the first thing we want to discuss is the MDiv program. You're in that program. Describe for our good people at Emmanuel where you are in the process.
Yes, Pastor Rick, it's so nice to have you. And hello to everyone. I am currently in the 2nd year of the Master of Divinity program. And I have already taken most of the foundational courses, including Lutheran Reformation, Lutheran Confessions, and worship class. And now we're beginning our Holy Spirit experience at Emmanuel Academies with our faculty members. So I'm excited about what God is doing in our midst and how He is equipping me to be a future pastor for the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America.
Now, Beatrice, you started earlier than our past interns, resident pastors. And of course, we look forward to when you're officially an intern. That's an official title in the program. What do you have to finish first before you can transition into that role here at Emmanuel?
Yes, I have been blessed to be able to have the opportunity to serve the members of Emmanuel Lutheran Church in the capacity that I'm serving, and having all the truly amazing opportunities to practice what I'm learning, what I have learned in my context, which is the beautiful people of Emmanuel Lutheran Church. So to have the official title, Pastor Rick, of intern, I would have to finish my CPE. It's the Clinical Pastoral Education, and we are required to have 400 hours of that. And what that means is a program where you go to see the sick and infirm and you sit by them, you walk by them, you minister to them through the Holy Spirit what they need in that moment of grief, in that moment of suffering, in that moment of perhaps hopelessness.
So our hope, of course, is after you finish that CPE, probably sometime next year, you'll be able officially to begin your internship at Emmanuel. That'll be wonderful.
Yes, it will be. And I look forward to that, to doing it in a more formal capacity.
Also, Beatrice, you're not just an MDiv student. You work for Emmanuel Academies. You're in charge of enrollment, among other things. Tell us about your work at Emmanuel Academies.
Yes, I'm blessed to have an incredible and dynamic position within Emmanuel Academies. I am the operations coordinator, and I support recruitment of the students, and I lead that. And I reach out, I guide, I inform anyone who is interested in the program.
And how many students did we have at Emmanuel Academies when you began your work with us?
Yes, when I began with Emmanuel Academies approximately 2 years ago, we had around 4 students. And now we have more than 50 students.
More than 50 students, and from all over the world, right?
Yes, from all over the world. And we have them incoming as well at this moment. So what we're seeing is an explosion of answered prayers, of needs being met, of calls being answered, so that we can open the doors and invite everyone who is called to the banquet that God has set up for them in the way of the Master of Divinity, but now also the Doctor of Ministry, for current pastors in the Lutheran Church who are interested in growing their ministries and applying what they're learning in a special project where they can strengthen their weaknesses or learn more about areas that they're interested in growing.
And Beatrice, when the students call, you answer them in both English and Spanish, right?
Sí, claro. Me gusta poder hablar en los dos lenguajes. I'm honored, really, to be able to explain and educate in both languages. So Dios ha abierto puertas. God has opened doors not only here in the United States, but across the world in Latin America.
So Beatrice, one last question. I mean, you've been working for Emmanuel Academies, doing so much in the area of enrollment, attracting students all around the world. You've also been the resident pastor, especially on Sundays here at Emmanuel. So over your time with us, what's been your greatest learning?
I would say, Pastor Rick, that my greatest learning, my greatest lesson has been that we are to thrive in a community, that we don't have to do things by ourselves,
right.
That we are not alone, because God never leaves us nor forsakes us, but He also sends helpers into our lives. And that's what I've seen here with you and Howard and the whole community of Emmanuel Lutheran Church, Pastor Steve, and everyone else that is so loving and so faithful, not only in their work, but in supporting me and guiding me. And that is the biggest lesson, because I don't have to do things alone. I am supported, right. I am helped, and God is faithful to send those who He's called for that purpose. And that's a blessing.
And so sometimes when you receive that kind of support, you become pretty creative and productive.
Yes.
And here's the book that you put together for Emmanuel Academies, Emmanuel Academies Guide of Spanish Language Theological Resources. It's one of the most unique resources in the United States for those who want to do theological study in Spanish. And so once again, Beatrice, great to be in your home. Thank you for the work that you do for Emmanuel and for Emmanuel Academies. And please stop by the Sunday Forum at 10:15 on October the 9th, where you'll get to know Beatrice even more.
Yes, I look forward to seeing everyone, and Michael Mario will be there too to say
go.
hello, and maybe even the dogs.
It'll be good to have Michael Mario there to set the record straight. So again, thanks for joining us on the Sunday Forum. Please stop by at 10:15 after the service.
Thank you so much, and God bless you. Gracias a todos y que Dios los bendiga.
Bye-bye.